And I was like, yeah, Rockies. Whoa. Like, sometimes I just look back, I'm so happy. Thanks, Wade. Shotgun.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going good. How about yourself?
Yeah, good, man. How's Hawaii? What's been going down since it all started?
Oh, since it all started, that was a long time ago, huh? Just lots of surfing and lots of eating food and lots of just kicking back. The scary part is my girlfriend's from New York, so her family, we've been kind of like keeping an eye on the whole deal over there, you know, and a lot of people, like her family friends, have passed away from the corona, you know, and like can't do funerals, can't do nothing, you know, so it's been pretty gnarly. Like, it's just, yeah, I realized it was a real deal, you know, because it's almost like, oh, do I personally know anyone? Do I like, is it real, you know, or whatever, all those questions. But it's like, yeah, okay, like my chick's getting text messages of people that she knows, you know, like pictures of family friends, you know, oh, Trish died, so-and-so died, so-and-so. It's like, oh, okay. Like they just extended the stay indoors for another month here, and it seems like everywhere is kind of little more codes are going down, you know, you got to wear a mask everywhere now, and before you didn't. And the beaches, like I said, the police were kind of getting serious, so it's all like I just started surfing as much as I can just in case it goes full lockdown.
How's this shifted your perception?
Well, it's shifted my whole perception, I guess, from I'm feeling like when it all goes back to normal, every single person's going to appreciate what they're doing a lot more. One cool thing, though, is like I always thought like the restaurants and the going out and everything was always so cool, but it's been so nice, like at home, cooking everything, doing everything. Like I used to think, oh, it takes so long, or oh, you have to wash the dishes, or oh, it's just so like my whole life. I mean, I guess I've kind of ran around more than I should have, because now that I've been doing it, it's so easy and so mellow. Like I just hit the dishes like Coco, give me yours, and they're like, oh my gosh, you're doing. I'm like, this is what?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's funny. So now I'm like kind of, I feel like now after I surf and stuff, just come home, make some food, boom, get to go straight back surf. You don't have to go eat out or anything, you know? So it's like, I feel like it's changed me a lot, this thing.
So last winter you had this crazy pipe wave that kind of almost bucked you off, and you like Spider-Man'd it back on. Walk me through it.
Okay, here we go. We got here's the wave. Okay, I was paddling in. Looked pretty crowded that day. I went to go do a little butt stall right there, like a little pig dog, and I think like the little bump hit me and tried to fling me off the board. So that kind of happened there, and then I got lucky and made it. And then right here it starts barreling. I kind of rewound it for a second. Yeah, spit all. It was like did the spit like we all like, and then yeah, it looks like I was throwing a little shot back at it, all happy. Then yeah, this thing looked like it crossed over into the sandbar, and I was hoping I was gonna get another little barrel section, but forced a little bunny hop, and then looks like I'm coming in all happy. I haven't had too many of those. Maybe just one other one when I was younger. That was like, but that one was probably one of my gnarlier ones. But no, yeah. What kind of happened was I just remember I was going, and I usually like to like drag, just like do like the basic backside stall, you know, you drag your butt and then it kind of slows you down. But when I went to go do that, I just remember, yeah, there was like a chop aimed at me. Usually the chops are kind of like, they're flat going down so you could just pop over them, you know, but that one I remember was angled up at me a little bit, but I didn't think much of it. I'm like, I'll just handle this thing. And then when I put my butt down, it must have been on the worst spot because it just like went pop, like flung me out and over, and then I just remember I got to, right when my back foot came out, I used my front hand to kind of like, whoa, and then I thought I was just gonna like, everything was gonna just give and I was gonna eat it, but it just barely hung on. And then once I kind of put my back foot back on, I was like, oh, I'm set. This is like normal again. So that was a fun wave for sure.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody come out and double shaka back at the barrel.
Something about when you get spit out at pipe or back door or whatever and you come out, I don't know, it's like the reaction changes kind of every time, but I do remember that time. Sometimes I just look back, I'm so happy. I thought maybe I was still in the spit, so no one would catch me actually doing it, but I was super happy. I just remember I look back like, thanks, Wade. Shaka. I just wanted to Shaka back and say thank you for letting me live. And yeah, no, I think I was just so happy I accidentally did that.
We did a video a while ago, and we had this pretty cool session with your sister, Mick, and your dad.
Here's that one. There's Mick, Coco, and myself. We're at Rockies. And then here's a nice little right. Oh, this day is pretty fun. Yeah, but I remember, is this the one I think Mick get? Yeah, so this was probably the highlight of my session this time, was I got to get a barrel and I kicked out and seen Mick getting barreled. And yeah, that was one of like the coolest moments, even in my life. I've been on a lot of trips with him, but to be at Rocky Point and then see him at like my home spot, get that barreled and come out, and then we get to do the shock. Or I remember like watching him, like, then he almost hit me. He was gonna hit me, and I threw the double shock. Like, yeah, man. But yeah, no, that was super fun. So yeah, no, and I remember the waves it was really weird because it was kind of big Rockies that day, but it was like not too much current, all nice and clean, not like crazy diehard Rockies. Like here's Coco. Oh, perfect turn. There's the turn I just try and do every day. Oh, yeah, no, that was so fun. Coco's dripping. I remember the session really good. It was a good time. We need Mick to get back out here. And then here's Pops right here. Oh, when we surf Rockies, he always gets these waves that you have to draw like a different line than the average. And he'll always end up like doing it. Like he'll do the proper line, you know, and always I get all stoked because I'm always like, how do you always get those weird ones? And then you actually like nail it, you know, like, I don't know. I feel like I always get these basic ones, you know, or I don't know, maybe it's all in my head. But yeah, Dad makes it look special. I just remember being so stoked, like, Mick's getting barreled at my home spot, yes. And then I was like screaming for him, and then he just gets blown out, and then he's doing a big roundhouse, and I was just like, I remember claiming it again for him, yeah, in the foreground. He almost like landed on me, and I was just like, oh, this is the best feeling in the world. Because we're right, everyone kind of always routes the Rockies out, like even myself, that's like my home spot. But I remember after that little exchange, we were paddling back out. He's like, oh, I haven't surfed Rockies this fun since I was like kid here, since I was younger, you know, I don't surf rock. And I was like, yeah, Rockies, like Mick's psyched, I'm psyched. So that was like, I remember just a couple days like, yes, that was so sick.
Your worst wipeout?
I had one that was at the 88 cow event. And I remember I took off on this big wave. I remember these waves were coming in all big. And I remember Uncle Clyde was right there. And these waves were coming, and I was like, oh, if Uncle Clyde looks at me, I'm gonna go on this wave. But if he doesn't look at me, I ain't going. So I was like running. We're all running for our lives. I'm like running. All of a sudden, I just see Uncle Clyde. I was trying to get in front of him. I was trying to get in front of him so he'd have to look at me. So I'm like, and I get right in front of him kinda, and I watch him, boom, right when he looks at me, and I just go, yes, he's looking at me. Oof, I just turn it. And I just look at him, yeah, baby. And started paddling, and then right when I turned around and like, I was like, yeah, baby. I didn't say it to him, but I just turned around and I knew he was watching already. I said to myself, yeah, baby. Started paddling, and then I looked at him, and then he just had this like, he like cracked this smile. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, made Uncle Clyde smile. So I was like, stroking, all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, I kind of looked to the peripherals to see how big the wave I was going for, and I just looked and I'm like, oh no. Because it just like, I just saw the bay was closing out or whatever. I've never seen that before. Like, I just remember I've seen it, but I was like, okay, Uncle Clyde's seen me going, so I have to go. And then I've never seen the bay break like this before. And I'm already in a spot where I think I could go. So I was like, it's two things I almost have to go. Like, and I'm like, and I knew everyone was watching. So I was like, oh, even better. So I was just like, okay, I'm going. Started, and then I just remember I went to stand up. Oh, and then I started going, and then I'm like, whoa, I might make this. And then right when I thought that, I might make this, the ski passed me and I hit, just ate it. Boom, ate it, hit my neck, or hit my face on the way. I think it sucked me over a little bit, But that part wasn't the worst. It was really bad, but it wasn't the worst because what happened after that was I came up, my neck was kind of stinging in my back a little bit, and I was like, oh, am I okay? Like, moved my arms. Oh, okay, I'm not paralyzed. And then I just looked up, and it was the biggest wave I ever seen in my whole life. Like, it was the wave after mine, and I guess it was bigger than mine. And I was like laying down. I wasn't on my board anymore, so I was like neck. I was just like the ocean was here, and the wave was like that coming in. I just remember looking at it like, I was almost like, oh, this ain't real, so it's all good. Like, it's not even real anymore. So, and I had my vest inflated, like, whoa. And I never used one of those before, so I was kind of sitting there like, whoa. And then I remember someone telling me like, oh, you have to let air out of your vest to get underneath the water, because it was like really big. And so I just remember thinking that for a second, and I was like, okay, I need to get the air out. And I went to like, there's like a little button on the side that you could press it, and right when I went to, it was all, like the only thing that was keeping me up was all the air. I'm like this, looking at the wave, like, whoa, and I went, and the thing started going, and I started going underwater, and I was like, yeah, right. I just let go of the button and went, poof, I pulled another canister. Like, I pulled another canister, and the thing just ignited again. And then I didn't realize, but it was filling up, and the wave was right there, and I went to put my head under. I started trying to swim under, and it was all thunk, thunk, and I just realized like, oh, I ain't going under, so I just looked at it, and the thing just went, and just, I didn't even go underwater, and it was the biggest wave I've ever seen in my whole life. So like, it just decapitated me. Wing! My feet went right over my head. Boom! My knee hit my face. Boom! I was just, it was just like, I can't even explain to you what was happening. Like, it was the worst feeling I've ever had in my life.
That moment with your Uncle Eddie, like, what does he mean to you, and how important is it to respect your elders in Hawaii?
Yeah, well, in Hawaii, kind of your elders is everything, because you see your elders kind of ruling every spot that you want to be a part of, or they're always ruling the zones, you know? So you're like, okay, I gotta win these guys over at some point. Or like, growing up on the North Shore is just like, to surf good enough to like make your elders stoked, you know? That was always the dream too. So it's like, so yeah, no, Uncle Clyde is like the gnarliest, you know? That's like, Uncle Clyde Aikau's like, I can't even explain. There's like, he's Eddie Aikau's brother, you know? So it's the closest to impressing Uncle Eddie, or it's the closest to impressing Eddie Aikau, you know? And that's all of our heroes, like, and you just want to, it's not even like about impressing them really, it's just about like showing so much respect that they're like, that they're kind of blown away, you know, or they're flattered, or you kind of make their day, you know, when they see like the young, like the youth of Hawaii, or any kids like showing a lot of respect and then doing their job good, whether it's surfing or whatever, even like painting a house, if you're getting into it or whatever, your elders are gonna be psyched on you, and that's like the dream, you know? So yeah, I see my little window to impress Uncle Clyde during that contest, and because he put me in, I was an Aikau pick alternate, so I wasn't like voted in by all the peers, or, you know, I wasn't like voted in. They're all stoked when I got in. I remember everyone was like, yeah, but I got in through like just Aikau's pick, so I really wanted to impress him, you know, because yeah, it's just like, it was my duty for the contest.
I heard Uncle Derek got a sick, like, crazy one at Pipe this last swell. Tell me about that.
Uncle Derek got one of the sickest waves I've ever seen out at Pipe this last swell. Like, wasn't your typical like wave. It was, he like took off super late and then hits the chop, one-footed, puts the foot back on, kisses the water, comes up, falls into a layback, and then even a more layback, and then pulls out and like comes out doggy dog. Yeah, no, that's what it was weird. I seen like there's the water clip of it that I have, or that I seen, that I watched for a second, and it's so crazy because when he's falling into that moment I think you're talking about, like when he actually almost gets composure after the whole one-footed water kiss thing, he like comes up and then it's like, oh, he got it, and all of a sudden he goes, whoa, like so back, does the limbo, he does like the soul arch limbo, but then even goes, you're like, okay, he's done, he goes woo even more, and you're like, no, and then he goes, comes up and then comes out so sick.
So thinking of the future, what makes you smile?
Thinking of the future, what makes me smile? Surfing. Yeah, surfing and, you know, family and friends. Family, friends, surfing. Those are the three main things that really make me smile, for sure. Like, once my family's all happy and set, and then my friends, everyone who, you know, or like anyone, you know, all my, not just close friends, just all my friends, you know, when I'm not hearing any bad news on anyone, and then everyone's all good, my family's good, and then like my surf, then I could like really like, I get to like enjoy what I love, you know, my little like. So then when I got all that good, when the family's good, friends good, surfing's good, I'm usually like just way too happy.